I have to tell you, love I love our opening. I love that the end of the opening is just like a little head of Dennis just peeking out through the side. Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to Monday, March 31st. Exactly. Exactly like that. Exactly like that. Um, okay, before we start the show, I am here tonight with Dennis and with Xavier and with Riley, of course, peeking in from the side over there. And Autobot Al is joining us tonight. So welcome him to our show. Um,
Hello.
you want to get something out there before
Hi.
we start the show. So I know that the chat and the live chat, we all kind of, have this kumbaya thing going on with each other. So one of our guys, who is Benjamin, who always has like a snarky comment, who always has a funny, stupid something, is having a little bit of a crisis right now. And we never do this, and we never do this. But he does have a GoFundMe page because he needs to just get through the next couple of months and not get kicked out of his house, basically. So in the YouTube, in the link, you will see a GoFundMe for our friend Benjamin. And if you were going to give us any money tonight, I would really rather you give it to Benjamin. And I mean that sincerely. And, we're not like Stuttering John where he's like raising money for people and they never get the fucking money and all that bullshit. So just instead of giving money to us, give money to Benjamin. Okay? So I love that clip so much. I can't even begin to tell you. Putting on the Ritz. Yes, putting on the Ritz. But yeah, okay. So go to Benjamin. Please help him out. He needs our help. He's only asking for $4,000. And with the amount of people that come to us, if you listen to us, if if each one of you gave $5, he would make it to his to what he needs. Okay, so that's it. All right, so let's talk about today's show. I started out with about 35 clips. It was way too many. Dennis, as usual, tagged me into way too many.
There was some. Come on, there was interesting. It was interesting.
But
It was interesting.
there were some key moments today. Most
Okay.
of it is going to revolve around the review of Beth going to Ralph's house. And also, I just
Hmm.
find it really, really curious that a lot of stuff they brought up tonight. And, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. I don't.
It's not. It's not. It's not a.
Why do I hear
First of all,
music? Why do I hear sound in the background? Who
the
has some?
CIA. The CIA came up with the thing so people with opposite opinions would sound like they're not going along with anything. No, this is not a conspiracy. This is literally. He went to a man that he picked out of high school's house.
Yeah.
Right after he died at 4:00 in the morning, he sent his bimbette there 100 miles to go and get stuff out.
It's a
is
weird.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's something not right there.
Absolutely. And him trying to like double down on why they did this and where's the music coming from? Where's that sound coming
I don't know. It's almost
I
like
don't know.
a
Oh,
browser.
hang on.
It's
like
almost like when you have a browser on, you don't know which one has the
I
music
feel like
playing.
Yeah, it's like ambient music.
I feel like I'd like to blame Xavier for this.
He just muted his mic and it went away.
And it went away.
Uh-oh.
What?
It could be his neighbors.
I'm gonna do
They're having a giant
Sorry, I forgot I had
relaxation.
that the TV screensaver thing kicked on. Sorry.
like that.
Yeah.
I thought your neighbors were meditating or something.
Okay, just
Yeah.
so from West Hampton to Jersey City is about with traffic and everything, we're looking at least 3 hours. So the fact that she went there at 4, 5, 6, 4 o'clock in the morning to get there at like 7 or whatever it is still suspect. I don't care what he says or what his reasoning is. It's still very, very suspicious.
Yeah,
It's all about him, Ed.
Yes.
I mean, it just screams hide the bodies.
Yep.
Yeah.
It screams.
It is. You know what? I'm sorry. It is so sketch. It's more like hide the flash. Go find the flash drives that have the compromising videos of
Go
burly,
destroy the computers
of burly black men and
Yeah.
Howard Smithers.
Get the hard drives.
Yeah.
and smash them. Just
Yeah.
smash them.
100%. That's what it was, bro. 100%.
Well, you know what? We have many, many clips about that. So we're going to talk
Let's go.
Ooh.
Yes, thank you. I know. I've lost all control of this show, just so you know. All right, let's start our show. Let's see what we get.
Hey now. There you go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. We have a big show for you today.
Big show.
I'll say right up top
Nothing
that next Monday, Elton John and Brandy Carlisle will be with us.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a really quick second. Well, apparently Elton John and Brandy Carlisle have what, album out or something?
An album
Yeah.
that fives of people are looking for.
And apparently they've been on every single show. They were on Speechless, Streamless, Stateless. What the fuck's the name of that show?
Clueless, Smartless.
Smartless.
Heartless. Come on.
You know, it almost seems like they're like leftover Chinese food at the back of the refrigerator at this point. I mean, they just.
You know what it is? You
no
know
one
what it
cares.
is? Other people, first off, not everybody is a live show, right? So other
Yes.
people record their show and are able to say, okay, Elton John, I know that you probably don't wake up until, I don't know, noon, whatever. We'll record the show at like 1 or 2 o'clock. But to do the Herculean task of having to be at that fucking sound studio at like 8 o'clock in the morning for people is a lot. And I guess
not only that, but
Yeah.
you're not seeing the person live. You're seeing them over Zoom. And honestly, I wouldn't even like wake up to go to someplace to see somebody on Zoom. I literally no. Fuck that.
I mean, I get it. I get it. You're promoting something, so that's your job. That's your job, Dennis. Your job is
I
to
understand that, but you know what? If they're doing it over Zoom, my job is to actually sell albums, and that's not going to sell any albums.
Well, the overwhelming majority of any sort of interviews usually occur late in the afternoon. Like if any of the, the TV shows are all filmed at 5 o'clock, 5:30. Most of these other shows are filmed in at least past noon. So who in their right mind wants to come on a show, listen to
Nobody.
like 10 people early in the morning? Come on.
Nobody.
Well,
And then
you
you-
could.
And at this point, you got to know you're going to be caught in that vortex of the interview for 2 hours talking about your dad. I mean, come on.
Is there anything left of mine with Elton John or Brandy Carlisle? There's nothing left of mine there. There's nothing there.
So, okay, my only thought on this is that has he ever interviewed Elton John?
Yes, he has.
When? How long ago?
Well, a while
Really?
ago, but
Okay.
yeah, he came in. He actually did a song parody. It was
Oh,
a Jackie
okay.
song parody. He actually sang it.
That must have been a while ago.
Yeah, it was, but I swear he's been in since then. I swear he's been in one more time since then.
All right, if somebody in the chat can look that up for us and let us know. Yeah, Mike White. Believe me, I
Yes,
look up.
Michael Brummer. Yes, a couple years. Yeah, it was a couple years ago. He came in. And they talked about him doing the song parody from years ago. There's nothing left to talk about with the guy. Everybody knows everything about him. He's old. He gets broke. He makes money. He goes broke. He makes money. Okay, great.
He's a cranky fuck too.
But I think right.
What?
Didn't he just recently lose his hearing? In
He lost his,
I know, I
he
thought
lost
he was
his
going blind.
sight. He's going
I thought he was
blind
going
in
blind.
one eye.
Oh, he's
yeah.
going
Jesus
blind.
Christ.
He lost something. I didn't know which one it was.
Well,
And
you
then
know,
Brandy
that's-
Carlisle, nobody gives a shit if anything's happened to her.
That's
no
what
one
happens
cares.
when your boyfriend doesn't know how to aim.
I've tried everything. The embassy, the German government, consulate. I even talked to the UN ambassador. It's no use. I just can't bring my wife to orgasm.
Gee, that's a shame, Martin. Have you tried one of these?
Oh, well, thanks. I'll give it a whirl.
What hellscape am I in? What hellscape am I in?
One with the occasional random shit.
Michael Brummer says no, they did a Zoom. Elton was at his piano at his home in Atlanta.
Yep.
Go.
Man.
Go.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll zoom
That's
in.
how memorable it was. Most of us forgot it.
Maybe it'll zoom in again from Atlanta. So he doesn't have to get up that early.
And let me just say to you, Brandy Carlisle is from Seattle, and we do not claim her. We'd rather Kenny G's
Jesus,
more
that's-
popular. We like Kenny G more than we like her.
That's
He's from
saying a
Seattle,
lot.
too.
That's saying a lot.
Sorry for that.
That's speaking volumes right now.
I haven't even
Adam is
finished the
back on the
opening.
voice.
Oh,
Obviously,
sorry. We have Elton John, Brandy
I'll
Carlisle,
say right
Adam
up top
Levine.
that next Monday, Elton John and Brandy Carlisle will be with us. Next Wednesday, Adam Levine. Adam is back on the voice. Obviously, the front man from Maroon 5 and a friend of mine.
Well,
And,
Elton John and Brandy Carlisle, they'll run by that like it's no big deal.
No, I'm not. Hey, lest anyone think I ran right by that. I did not mean to do that. Elton John, the hits kept coming all the way.
And
from
here's the discography.
Oh, right. And then it would.
Elton John, your songs, the wiki.
This is your wiki. Yeah, exactly. So they went into a whole commentary about everybody and Adam Levine, and let's go back to the Purple Rain song and all that other bullshit.
Oh, I don't care.
I know nobody cares. Honestly, nobody cares. So yeah, let's move on. The next thing up is just again, everything is an ad, right? Everything is
Yes, it is.
pay per chat kind of thing.
Pay per play. Pay per play, baby.
A classic wig pro quo, if you would.
Yes.
Payola.
So the next thing up was this weird, I don't know, it's just fucking weird. Oh, penguin lessons. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, and I watched after we go through, I watched a Film Threat review of this,
And
it's horrible. It's a horrible fucking movie. It is terrible, actually.
it's a 7.3 on IMDb and 82.
Yeah, whatever. That means nothing.
94% Fandango. What do you mean?
All right, so Film Threat. I
Film
these
Threat?
guys are pretty. They were on G4.
And I don't even know what G4. What the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about?
you're so out of it. But they're. I mean, they've been doing around the movie business for a while, and they saw it, and it's basically the communist. It's either you're a communist or you're a fascist. That's literally the Penguin almost has nothing to do with the movie.
Well,
the Penguin is just kind of like there.
Fascist regime in Argentina.
Yes, but then it's also talking about the fascist regime that's in Bolivia, and it's like, and it's all.
Who gives a fuck?
I know, but all it is political message. It's not good for kids. It's a political message in this, and that's all it is. And it's like not a fun movie to watch, and it's just weird that that came on Howard's radar today, and it did. It's gonna do poorly, which is
we know why. So let's listen to that and see why he's talking about it.
Oh my God, I cried like a baby this weekend. So we have some friends staying with us.
I wonder who the friends are. I was curious.
And they do stuff in the movie business, a lot of like movie promotion and things like that. So they
are there
have
names that tie it to this?
to this movie that's coming out. I think it's coming out. Either it came out yesterday or it's coming out this week. It is such a. I mean, it was so emotional. I was crying so much. It's called, it's an animal movie too. It's got a penguin in it. It's called The Penguin Lessons.
Whatever. I mean,
it's not even an animal movie. The penguin's is kind of there.
Oh, I thought this was about Ron Say, that third baseman for the Dodgers in the 80s. My bad.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this movie. I don't care. Honestly.
Most people won't. It'll make tens of dollars. I mean,
tens of dollars, exactly. It'll be at like 20 theaters, and that'll be it. I'm
It was
always
in-
curious who it is who's visiting with him on the weekends in Florida. You know, and
well,
we
the 4-day weekends, the 5-day.
yeah.
It's a 5-day. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it obviously it's some. I almost guarantee somebody attached to this movie. It's just so weird that it's
I know, and I looked it up, and I tried to see if there was anybody that was familiar to me, just in terms of people that are Howard Stern adjacent, and nobody was popping up. So I just don't know. Any case, let's move on. So, a lot of bullshit going on today. A lot of harkening back to like high school and, childhood and shit like that. And I get it. Ray's going to be 98 this year.
Yes.
98.
I don't believe she's still alive.
Okay. She is
I mean,
definitely.
I question that too.
Oh,
I mean, she's going to beat Jimmy Carter for being in hospice.
What
I mean, not that I care, but come on, man.
They pulled her out of hospice. Don't you remember? That was like
I guess.
Really?
Whatever.
She's been laying full of morphine for 3 years, according to him.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, so that has nothing to do with what I was going to talk about. But
No, it's just a side note.
no, it's just a sidebar. But a lot of what he talked about today was very much high school driven, right? I mean, it was just a lot of like
it was that whole 15 to 20-year-old kind of range for him.
so weird to me. I just don't even understand.
70-year-old man.
Yeah.
Actually, 71-year-old man. Yeah.
71, exactly.
71-year-old man. Kind of weird.
Do you guys remember when Ray used to call Beth for help on ordering DoorDash or some shit like that? Remember that?
Yes, when DoorDash was a sponsor.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, there was a sponsor. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Play clip.
Movie, go right to the bedroom.
I remember in high school, I got lucky enough to like, this girl was attracted to me from another school, another town. So I just didn't.
You know what's so cute about that is, unless he was at like some sort of Jewish singles get together thing, he didn't really interact with people from other high schools.
Well, you got to remember his mother. If they had, because I know they have the Jewish kid dances and stuff that get him to meet. His mother 100% would be driving him there and pushing him in the door.
Absolutely,
100%. So
Yes.
I kind of believe that he met a girl. He met girls, but there's no way that they would. It was probably more out of pity or curiosity than anything else.
In retrospect, for the 30-something years we've been listening to this clown, all the little clues that he drops about what his parents made him do alludes to the fact that they must have walked in on him and another boy playing Tickle the Pickle or something.
Well, they had.
And they just freaked out, and they're like, "Get him the Playboy subscription. Take him to the dance." I mean, something's up.
Well, there's that story in the unauthorized biography about him and with the little black kid. What the hell's
Yeah,
what's that kid's name?
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say that it probably happened.
yeah, they were playing Circle Jerk.
I just think he was such a.
Excuse me, Leroy. It's okay if you whip it out.
I want to learn how to drive a stick.
Tip, Lamar. Just a tip. All right.
Because I mean,
Lamar, that's it.
Parents were trying really hard to make sure that he turned out.
They didn't want a queen.
They're trying to deprogram him.
Exactly.
Exactly.
All right, let's continue.
Her off that I'm a douche at my school. So she thought I was cool. Like I was probably some cool guy. I don't know why. Maybe because I had long hair and I looked like a drug dealer, maybe.
Yeah, you're such an idiot. You're 15 or 16 years old or whatever it is, and it was kind of cool to let your hair grow a little bit because it was like the late 60s and you were trying to be part of like this counterculture movement. It had nothing to do with drugs, you stupid fucking man. Seriously. You just did it because you thought it was like kind of cool and counterculture.
Made him look cool.
Yeah.
Like I might have some weed, So she thought I was way cool. And I'm like, I better try at least make my move. Because if someone tips her off that I'm a douche over at Southside High School, that people don't even pay attention to me. I'll So like I didn't have time for dates. There was no dating.
Yeah, there was no dating because you never dated. You were that child. This is why your sister is never on air, because you were that child who really you did not get laid.
There's no way.
Dare say that maybe the chick from like Princeton, which I don't even believe, but maybe that was somebody that you paid to get laid, and then you met Allison, and that's all I think happened. And then maybe you banged one or two chicks, maybe Robin Givens and that other black girl who came and hung out with you. Oh, and the redhead, what's her name? That weirdo who hung out with DeVito.
Angie Everhart.
Heart.
Yeah.
I would believe that you had sex with her because I know there's stories of her hanging out at your house. But I would
And
say
she's-
that you probably
She's
count her.
married to Joe Pesci too.
I know, which is so weird to me. But
She's like a star. She's a star fucker.
She
I mean,
is.
honestly, hold on. So you're gonna tell me? Hold on. I got. It's just show and tell.
okay.
You're gonna tell me that this guy.
All right, hold on. I got to remove the other one.
Yes, this guy. Oops, sorry. This guy couldn't get girls.
Now, what grade was that?
This is high school. That's in his high school yearbook.
He looks just like Emily there. It's really creepy.
Yeah, I think he's like, I think he's like 16 there, 17. I mean, he's definitely older.
I don't know. This is the picture we always love.
Which one? The skinny one, the wife beater. When he's
Yeah.
at camp.
Yes.
What he's a counselor for 13-year-old children at 20.
Okay, so this is him as a counselor at Camp Welmet in 1974.
He's 20 years old.
Woo!
Right. So he ran this whole camp thing as his job, as his sole support when he wasn't in school. From a camp that he went to when he was like 11, 12, 13, 14. And then you kind of age out. And that's when he became like the dishwasher, which we'll come back to momentarily.
Yeah.
That he was like a dishwasher at this school, at this camp.
Keep in mind, Beth was what, 2-3 years old? In that
One.
picture?
Is she born 74 or 73?
Probably one.
Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
think about that shit, man.
She was an infant. I mean, she's an infant.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy. This fucking guy.
That stud.
I mean, good Christ. I mean, even for back then, that way that hair looks bad.
It's his long hair.
But everything just looks bad. I mean, he shouldn't be wearing that shirt.
Ugh. All right.
He looks
All right. Let us not Zapruder him. We've
already Zaprudered that one. It's just it's so disturbing.
So let's move on because there were a couple of things that Xavier and Dennis and I have talked about in the last like 2 or 3 weeks that somehow magically came on air today. And I am really not a conspiracy theorist, but I just feel like there's certain things that were weirdly brought up. Well, because you two would immediately say, "Oh, they definitely listen to the fucking show," and that's why it's on.
They absolutely do because
listen. Most of the time, I say that tongue in cheek, but throughout the years of the greatest, the pattern is just seems just like you gotta go. Wait a second.
This is a little too today's drops were just a little too on point. They were a little too on point.
Agreed.
I mean, way too on point. Hi, Jason.
So, and we had this on our RadioGunk.com.
We still hate you.
We talked about high pitch and how his voice has changed, and miraculously, it was on the show today. So it was kind of weird, actually, that his voice has gone from like the weird highness.
I don't know why it changed
to the low. And here's one clip where
my voice is just getting different.
It just happens right within like one sentence. It's kind of weird.
I was in my 300s before the surgery.
Yeah, but Robin's asking. Yeah, what was your clothing?
Your XL size. What was it?
Oh, like maybe a 4XL, maybe.
Yeah.
What was yours, Robin?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just weird how his voice like kind of just switches back and forth
It's
from
easy to do when you're faking
But
it.
he's done that. He's done that voice before, though. When he prank called Eric the Midget, that's the voice he used.
His real voice.
Yeah.
It's his real voice.
It's very weird and does sound a little creepy. Here
Well-
it is in its fullness. Yeah, go ahead, Xavier.
No, the reason this whole thing came up is I just happened to look at his Instagram, and like a couple of days before that, he wished some girl that he clearly has a crush on a happy birthday, and he does his normal voice, high pitched voice, and then the last sentence is in his serial killer voice.
Yeah.
It's really creepy. So I brought attention to the forum.
Yeah, here he is talking just normally about, I don't even know what bullshit he's talking about.
Little sips of Gatorade with the pills, and that's it.
And then, I got chicken, but it's from McDonald's. You'll be gaining the weight back.
Eric, tell Howard what your breakfast is every morning.
Oh, fucking Perlman.
Well, I told him what I had yesterday.
What would you say your source of protein is?
Like eggs, chicken.
No, that's not what you told me yesterday.
What do you?
It's not even funny, by the way. It's so weird.
Perlman is as annoying as
Perlman's
obviously the team that controls high pitch.
So annoying.
Tell you.
Yeah.
I go, Eric, he goes, I eat eggs. He goes, I did that. He goes, but then I eat bacon too. It's a great source of protein.
It's like a whole.
Protein.
Yeah,
big-
really. It's like that's like the worst protein you can get, dude. It's it's
It's all-
fried.
it's all fat
It's disgusting.
and oil.
Yeah, but I put it in my air fryer.
Yeah, that'll work. So yeah, so high pitch was on for, I don't know, solid half hour. They just
solid half hour.
high pitch thing.
Doing actually all over the pitch.
Exactly.
I can talk like this.
So I was looking for, I thought we had video, and I couldn't find it, Dennis.
No video?
Of him as a child for his birthday party. But
Oh
I
yeah, that oh god, that used to be pretty prevalent because they had the
No, it's not just now. Not just now. So anyway, so he's talking about birthdays, and he's talking about his birthday, and talking about how he never had a birthday party. Never did his parents give him a birthday party. And the only one he remembers was when he was like maybe 12 or 13 years old. And of course, his father filmed it in full color, reel-to-reel film, which again, these are things that normal families didn't have back in the 60s.
60s. Hell, in the late 70s, my family didn't have that.
The Stern family did, of course. But let's all cry because there was no birthday parties for Howard. Here we go.
Well,
But
in that case,
did you have parties as a young child?
I believe I did,
You believe you
but
did.
my mom would make a party, and her big thing was she would have I'd have a few friends over. It's not like I had a ton, and then she would make a all-you-can-eat Sunday bar. Like you'd go up and have like ice
That's amazing. How is that like a bad thing?
I don't know.
It's amazing.
cream, and there'd be syrup, and there'd be
Uh-huh.
so you could make your own sundae. I remember that.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
I'm like, if she's saying that, maybe Howard never had childhood birthday parties.
I think I had a party like when I was 12, and then I think
Now, why would they have like a tremendous party for you when you're 12, when your bar mitzvah is the next year, and that's
I was going to say that's probably his bar
Yeah.
mitzvah.
He's full. He's absolutely full of shit. He had birthday parties every goddamn year. His father and his mother spoiled that little bastard like anything. He always had. For years he talked about the parties when he was a kid, and they have video evidence of it that they've taken down from the interwebs.
Yes, they have.
Because
And my ad, if you're a boy, if you have birthday parties past the age of like 6, there's something a little fruity about you, bro.
a little fruity in the tootie.
Most kids after like a certain age, oh fuck that, let's go. Give me a present. I want to go play outside. The fact that they're still having him birthday
10,
parties.
12, did you not want to like go to like an arcade with your friends
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that was
No,
more of a
I
normal
didn't.
thing.
as a birthday thing?
Well, I mean, was it just it was a little rough there, or
I don't know, Dennis, you're fogging out on
I don't
this.
know. My camera's taking on my life of its own. It's got a life of its own. Oh no! All right, I gotta turn this
I don't
off.
know. I remember having birthday parties probably till I was like 13, and then I had a big birthday party when I was 16, and then a party when I was 21, and then when I turned 30. I love birthdays.
Actually,
with
my
11.
biggest,
That
my
ain't
biggest
bad.
party was when I was 50.
I don't think I had them when I was a little boy.
I see. That's what I'm getting at. Like you
No.
didn't have a 2 or 3
No.
or 4-year-old memory of a big party.
What does you need a party for? No
Oh
one's
my
coming
God.
to it anyway.
He's bitching about birthday parties that should have happened 65 years ago.
Yes.
I mean, come on, bro.
Yes.
Come on.
I
Give
hate
me
to
a effing
bring
break.
this topic up again. I really do. I hate to bring this topic up, but I need to bring up the Great Garloo again. What?
Hang on. Bumpy Johnson. It's not a broken home. It was a straight home, bro.
Sounds like X may have come from a broken.
Yeah. Some of us avoided the pink section in the toy store, bro.
You know, you guys. All right. So Great Garloo. Yeah, I gotta bring that back up
For the
because
millionth time.
it's just he's just so fucking annoying with this. And now I'm gonna play the clip and then we'll go to the visual.
Oh, and I never stopped hearing about how much money Garloo cost. I think it was like $20. You know what I mean?
No, it wasn't.
I don't know what it was.
Couldn't have been much.
Yeah, in 1960.
Fuck you, Robin. Okay, so we can say the first Great Garloo toys, right?
Yes.
Okay, the Marx Toy Company, blah blah blah. Okay, here's the Great Garloo, worth it then and now. By the way, they go for like $1,000 right now.
Yep.
The first Great Garloo toys were a whopping $17.98.
Yeah, but look what it costs now.
That amount of money in 1961 is roughly equal to $182 in 2023.
Yeah.
$182. So your parents paying $20 for a toy for you
Yes.
when you were a little boy is not an insubstantial amount of money, you dick. Seriously.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, we put it in real perspective. You could fill up your car, your car with its 20-gallon gas tank. You could fill that up for under $2. Fill your car up with gasoline for under $2. And this thing was like $18 plus tax. I mean, good God. And he sits there and he has to bitch about it. I mean, he's probably the only kid in the block that had one.
Of course he was. God, I hate him.
It wasn't like I was getting, hundreds. I don't know what it was.
It couldn't have been much.
Listen to couldn't have been much.
I hate her.
It wasn't like I was
really
getting, hundreds of gifts. It was my one gift. I was respectful. And then I got it out of the box, and within 5 minutes, I knew it was a mistake. It's like, oh shit! Because how many times can you have Garloo push his hands together and pick up like a cup?
Right.
You know what I mean? It gets old real fast, and then there's no other robots or anything for it to fight.
He's not leaping over anything.
No.
By the way, Robin sounds sick. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, she doesn't sound
Right?
good.
Sounds
Yeah,
a
she
little
doesn't sound
And
good.
Garloo's in a loincloth, and he's on wheels, and
Why is he in a loincloth?
Yeah, okay. So everybody was goofing on the Great Garloo. And then he, of course, felt the need to play the entirety of the commercial
To kill time.
And so
We're gonna do the same.
yeah, we're gonna do exactly the fucking same.
Suddenly, a great black shadow blots out the sun.
Blots out the sun.
Run for your lives! It's Great Garloo! Garloo the mighty! Garloo the untamed! Garloo the terrible! Who can stop him? Who can control?
So funny, it's literally worse than a Godzilla movie at this point.
Absolutely.
It's literally a piece of plastic on wheels that does absolutely
This monstrous creature. You can, kids, because Great Garloo by Marx is yours to command.
Wow,
Yes,
look at
the touch of your finger on his control panel will make Garloo go, stop, then pick up, turn. Yes, Great Garloo, almost 2 feet tall, will be your faithful servant. You name it, you're the boss. Bring out of this world
Your name it, you the
excitement
boss.
into your house, kids. Own Great Garloo by Marks.
What a weird toy, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the early 60s. This was like the rage, the science fiction stuff.
So the gimmick was that it was remote control.
Yes, and that's
Yes,
also a big
that
deal.
makes sense.
How many kids try to squeeze his hands together, and then put it in a special
Yep.
place, and then use a remote control?
You know what? It had to
Howard.
be a Herculean task to pick something up with those fucking arms. Think about it. I mean, it had to be. So then he gives us this bullshit story to get on top of the Great Garloo thing. No, that's why I loved it.
Finally, the kid next door, Hasbro, made a robot in response to Garloo, but theirs was like a robot, looked like R2D2 kind of thing.
What?
I forget what that robot was called. My neighbor, Johnny, got that robot. And then so finally I had someone to play with, and this kid was always beating me up next door.
Right,
So it
sure,
was
sure,
like
sure,
not
sure,
fun,
sure.
but then I was like, Garloo will take on his robot and Garloo will kick his robot's ass.
What an amazing story.
Yep.
Right on.
Yep. Looks like R2D2 in the early 60s. Yep.
We're a week away from Raggedy Ann following sexual assault against her domestic partner.
You're trying to find a Hasbro robot from 1961, 62?
I find ideal. I don't find Hasbro.
Exactly. You're not going to. Nothing looked like R2D2. I have no idea.
Well, here's a Hasbro R2D2, but that's 1997. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars had come out by that point.
Sure. All right. What do we got next? So do I go into Ralph toys? Sure. Let's go into Ralph. So
why not? Because this is insane.
if you recall last week and the week before, we constantly talk about Ralph and his toys and the fact that Beth left the Hamptons at 4:00 in the morning to go all the way to Jersey City, which is at very least a 2.5 hour, if not 3 hour ride. So there she is going to Ralph's apartment. And even with his excuses and conversations today, we still don't know really why she needed to be the one.
We will never know.
No, why did she need to be the one to go there? Why?
Well, because
Why?
Because nobody would have. Well, it's not Howard going there, and she probably had a key because her and Ralph were close-ish.
You're right, in Lou. Libras love birthdays. That's exactly fucking right.
I'm not a Libra, and I love birthdays. And I guess to send a henchman out to go, make sure that, because with those giant hands, it can break hard drives and stuff and flash drives.
Well, let's
like
take
Godzilla.
A guy called in asking what happened to Ralph's toys. So Howard's going to give us the answer to that. So this is the predominant amount of clips that we have for tonight, because I was just so fascinated with his rationale or reasoning for why Beth went there and what happened with Ralph's toys.
And this after we mentioned it last week.
We just mentioned it last week.
We just mentioned this, yes,
yeah,
I know.
So it's kind of a weird kawiki dink.
Out of nowhere, this happens.
Out of nowhere.
I don't know.
I wanted to ask, since you've been talking about toy stores and Great Garloo, what happened with Ralph's collection?
Oh, you're right.
What?
Sorry. So sad. Ralph. Ralph, my buddy Ralph, who died.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, if you're a fan of the show, you know who Ralph is. I can't explain it if you don't know who he is, but
Yeah, how do you explain who Ralph is?
What is Ralph?
What is Ralph? You picked him up in high school and he became an integral part of your life as an 18-year-old. Is that what you're trying to tell us? What exactly
Which
is
is
it?
very weird.
he was a friend, and I've hired him since high school. I don't know what he did, but he worked for me.
Since high school.
I know what he did. He was a stylist and stuff. He did
I know what he did.
a lot. I shouldn't make light of Ralph because I do miss him every day. But
He had skill. No,
yeah, he had skill.
Sure.
He was super talented. He made all the costumes for our Channel 9 show and all the makeup and everything. He was insanely talented.
Mm.
The thing with Ralph is He was like a little kid. Like he was really into collecting statues of like Batman figures. Very into Batman and Marvel characters, and he would explain
but
to me.
also every toy that came out from Star Wars.
Yeah, he had
and
a
all
lot.
these other franchises
There's a lot of
that
us
he
like that.
loved.
So this guy that called in is asking allegedly because he is a broker for toy stores. Really?
Yeah. No,
Wait,
could
what?
could they have come up with a better fake
Oh.
premise?
Literally,
Yeah.
all those guys are like on eBay. So,
Yeah.
What the hell is he talking about?
I have a friend that he's a general manager of a comic book store or franchise, and they have several things. And I mean, they have the figurines for all like Marvel and DC.
Yes,
and
as they
some of the
would.
stuff. But when he goes into what he does next, first of all, there's no brokers. There is, it's basically eBay or other like these types of stores. There is no brokers for this shit.
No.
It's weird bullshit.
Maybe for like because I collect toys. Maybe for like the really high end stuff, like
super high end, sure.
from the
even
20s
that-
and 30s. But you know,
even then, bro.
Even then, it's
and there's a lot of retro toy shops out there too that deal with this stuff too.
Yeah.
so-
And
so I mean-
and it's if it's toys, it's stuff that can sit there for a week while the parents grieve. You know, there's no need to go in fucking Gestapo, kick in the fucking door, and then
well,
take
it had a key. So
yeah. Well, you know.
Let's continue with the Ralphie Boy shenanigans. Here we go.
You were saying you didn't want it. He'd call you and say, "Can I have that?"
So when Ralph died, my wife was very upset, and she wanted to go over and clean out
Why?
his apartment. And just
why?
Wow.
That is weird, bro.
So Beth is a cleaner. Like I'm talking like in the mafia sense.
Yeah.
A cleaner
Why would she even volunteer to do that? Like
to
it's
help hide the evidence, because that's literally what that is. When you
She
do
knows-
that quick, that's to hide evidence.
She knows where the bodies are buried.
In
Yeah,
no
I mean,
world does
that's-
that make sense.
no, no.
In
No,
the world
no,
of
it
Cosa
doesn't.
Nostra, that's the world that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
with Ralph, you don't know what kind of weird shit would be in that apartment. He never let anybody in there. So I said to my wife, do me a favor. I got to be on the air. I said, if you do go over, if you see anything really bizarre, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you see anything bizarre, what would you think would be there? What would you think would be there?
Call the wolf. That's all you got to say.
Let's continue. Let us continue.
Well, you know,
So, poor family doesn't have to see what's doing. But anyway,
what?
so Beth goes over and she calls me that day and she's like, oh my God, this place is like, she said it was insane. Like all toys, like no wonder he
Type
never
of
put her
toys.
over there or anybody over there for that matter. I mean, it's ridiculous. He had built shelves and shelves of displays of his toys, you know.
Howard, it was
So give me a second, Gary. I'll get right to you. So, all right, go ahead. Yeah.
no, the three thing that you're talking about, you had it almost right. One was to put away for resale, one was to display, and the third one was to play with.
Yeah.
this is like the fourth time Gary has blessed us with that story.
Yes. But he does weirdly enough reveal something. Yes, Mr. Dangles. Hey, oh, sorry.
Try-
There's something up there. What's
No,
wrong?
I'm
with you?
sorry.
No.
Guess that dangles. I was
Hey,
trying to get rid of
Mr.
something.
Dangles, guys, can you come clean the puppet porn off my computer? Yes, I can.
We have a special person that does that.
Yeah, exactly. Xavier will
We
be on.
use them quite frequently, oddly enough.
All right, let's continue with the Ralph story. Please hold.
With these toys.
So anyway, because Beth was in there, he was in touch with Ralph's family and stuff. And, we figured maybe, what are we going to do with these toys? We said to the family, would you like us to maybe hold an auction? Because according to Ralph, these toys that he was buying, he was buying them strategically. These were very valuable.
Holy
Very
crap.
valuable.
Yeah, he didn't
Collectors.
buy just anything.
Yeah.
These
He
were
didn't. Yeah,
special.
he had a discerning eye. He knew the good statues and everything. So Beth says, to the family and stuff, what are they going to do with all these toys? So we said, we'll give them to an auction house. I figured
What?
Ralph maybe knows what he's talking about. This is a terrible story, by the way.
Why is it so terrible? Why are you bringing it up now?
And why is Robin cackling?
Because she's a cunt and she loves.
Well, yeah.
I go.
Sea monkey. Sorry.
Maybe it would be more beneficial if the family would like. I'll try and find one of these auction places.
Maybe it would be more beneficial if the family would like. We're talking his sister and his mother who live in Florida.
Exactly.
I mean, that's really what we're talking about.
And they can sell this stuff. Well, we must have called 20 fucking auction places.
20.
20.
Look at Ralph's shit, the junk that he bought all his life. And they were like, well, we'll pay, this is worthless. We can't sell this.
Okay. I saw some of the stuff that Ralph had, and it's not worthless. A lot of that stuff's really expensive.
Agreed.
I mean,
think,
seriously.
I think he had oh, go ahead, Dennis.
Oh, you
Well, no, I think he had because I think he used to post on Sternfan Network what he had. I think a lot of what he had was this brand called Hot Toys, which are these really articulate figures that just go up in value.
Wait, he had Hot Toys?
I think so, yeah. X. So.
When I first met Mo, I said, you want to be rich? We're going to buy Hot Toys, and then we'll sell them a couple years later. And, well, we should have really done that.
Yeah.
No, he had that. I know he also had, like, when Marvel or DC would do limited edition statues, and they're limited edition of characters. Those are those are hundreds. Those are hundreds a piece.
Yeah, they can go up to $1,000 now. Yeah.
And the same thing with any of the Star Wars stuff he had, because he always bought the limited edition stuff, not the garbage, Hasbro things. These were the actual, like full detailed, like a Darth Vader. It's like 2 foot tall. That's all detailed. Everything he had value. It wasn't like this was junk. I mean, this
you're talking about, it's something scaled by Sideshow.
Sideshow, yeah.
Yeah, they do the quarter scale.
Here's a guy who told Ronnie going to Vegas to attend his wedding was a big ask, but now he's a toy broker for Ralph's family.
Yeah, that is a great point.
That is a great point.
Oh, the whole story is bullshit.
Yeah, the whole story is absolute bullshit. I mean, to say that though, because Ralph, I mean, the one thing he did know those figurines. He knew that shit. And to say that it was worthless garbage is absolutely just pathetic, and it's actually kind of I don't know.
Insulting.
It is insulting. That was the word, Lord. Insulting. Yeah. I mean, the whole thing just to try to make this farcical story seemed to make sense, and so you just keep digging this rabbit hole down and down and down.
Yeah. Al,
I mean,
a real collector too isn't going to go to an auction house. They're going to go to other collectors because they know that's where they're going to, and they're not going to have to pay the auction house fees. They'll get,
you go on one of these forums that specializes in whatever toys there is, and those guys trade shit all the time, man.
Or you even get a booth at a local comic convention and sell your stuff right there. That's where I buy a lot of my stuff.
He called 20 different auction houses.
Auction houses
trying to do this is shocking in itself. The fact that he would have let's break this down. Beth goes out there 4:00 in the morning, right? Gets there at like 7:30 in the morning, goes through all of his stuff and discerns what should be. Now, Jamie had a great idea. Maybe he was writing a book. Maybe she went there to get the draft. Maybe she went there to take his computer home. There's no way she was responsible for packing up all of his fine items in his home and bringing them back with her.
Isn't that technically burglary, man?
Kind of.
No. Beth had it. I have a feeling that Beth had a key because Beth, remember, was introduced to Howard.
With the next door neighbors who had a key.
Oh, that is breaking entry.
She met with his neighbors that had a key. Now, remember, he just died the night before.
Yeah.
So the body's still fucking warm.
Lukewarm, yeah.
Underwear probably still hanging out by the side of his fucking bed. Think about it.
I mean, literally, his whole story is we're trying to do his family a favor. I mean, don't you think you at the very least touch base with them? Say, hey, how can we help you? Blah, blah, blah.
No.
That they said auction it off, do something with it. Let's continue the story. Here we go.
Think about this for a second. Wait,
And
the
then-
family,
go.
the family just got the phone call that he died, and
Yeah.
literally Beth has a driver bringing it all the way to freaking Jersey City. I mean, the phone just got hung up.
Did he have any animals? Was there an issue
No,
with
there were
him?
no animals. He had no animals.
There's
No.
no
Unless he had
reason-
gerbils.
There's no reason for her to have gone there literally while the body is probably at the fucking morgue. It's not even
Might
like
not even be at the
interred.
morgue. It may be downstairs in the
It may
hospital.
still be in the
still.
hospital. Exactly. It's crazy. Yes, Rick. Howard got the call that Ralph died. He screamed code red, and Beth knew exactly what to do and headed right over to Ralphie's apartment.
Yep.
Yes. Let's continue with this fucking shit show here.
Of course, like Ralph's life, where I always had to take care of him, no one knows where to put Ralph's massive toy collection. And somehow it's presented me, well, the only place is in my office to store it there.
Okay. Now let's think this through. Beth again is in a car, goes to Jersey City, goes to his home, looks at all the shit that he has there. Isn't she with a car? Isn't she there to pack up all his stuff? So what is she doing with this stuff? Isn't she going straight back to the Hamptons? No. How does it wind up that Howard would have all the stuff packed away in his office at Sirius? It makes no sense.
Is that why he can't show up to work?
If you can fit it in a SUV, odds are you can fit it in a 18,000 square foot home.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why would it have to go to Howard's office?
Because he'll never use it again.
Because the assistants, the intrepid assistants, are the ones who needed to catalog it and look at what it was and see what all this shit was. She went there for a specific purpose, having nothing to do with those fucking toys.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
1000%.
I agree with Jamie completely. Maybe he was writing a book. Maybe there was some sort of screenplay. Maybe there was something. She definitely grabbed the fucking computer.
Remember, they were hiding behind a door when he was younger, playing Closer at 11.
Right. Playing hide Java's balls. Exactly.
Exactly.
All right, let's continue.
Because I was doing the show remotely. I said, so my office is going to be filled with. I said, it never
Your
ends, does
office
it? Even
at
in
Sirius?
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you went for the fucking computer. Absolutely.
And the
Love-
hard drives, and the flash drives,
So then,
and the Pictos.
and then so then Gary comes on and adds this little tidbit. Now, why would Gary know this? Did everybody go to Ralph's apartment? Did everybody go through Ralph's shit? Apparently, even like Jason, they offered him some stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't really want any, but it wasn't. Yeah, I didn't want to schlep this stuff home." And again, it makes me think he had some really, really very expensive stuff. And I'm not understanding how everybody's like, yeah, it was nothing. I just passed it by. So here, this is Gary talking about it, which I find fascinating.
What a character.
Howard,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
going to say,
yeah.
I mean, we're just talking about the toys, but then there were whole other sections of the apartment that.
How do you know, Gary? Were you there? I'm imagining Gary there with like Jason and a couple of other people going through all of his shit too. I just imagine this.
It was part of the cleaning crew.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, they were really scraping through, looking for any type of evidence on anything.
Yes.
I mean, that's all this is.
I remember many years ago, our dearly departed Gary Puppet on the DL sent us a link to where Ralph lives. And we're like, oh, man. And at the most, it probably was, what, 800 square foot, 600 square foot apartment.
A little bit bigger than that.
Ish, you know. So there, I mean, for as much crap you had in there, there's only so much you can actually physically put in an apartment. So yeah.
Well, but he had lots of shelving. He had lots of
yeah, but even then,
I mean,
I hear you.
It would fit into an SUV.
It would fit into an SUV.
It would fit into an SUV.
Yeah, it was right next door to a price chopper when you leave the Holland Tunnel on the left.
Don't forget that. Again, I don't believe that Beth, all this stuff that he had on display had to be packed back into its boxes. I mean, I don't see her doing that.
Yeah, nah, yeah,
But listen to Gary. Let's hear Gary's whole take on this.
What a character.
Howard,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
going to say,
yeah.
I mean, we're just talking about the toys, but then there were whole other sections of the apartment that were just like
Listen to this.
wigs, outfits, costumes. That was like a whole section. And the crazy thing is, you could see Ralph had a system. I didn't know what the system was, but you could see there was like stuff was in areas, but like he got an enormous apartment and filled it with as much shit as he possibly could get in there.
And by the way, let's just say the apartment wasn't that big, but he because when he would describe it to me, he never let me in there. He'd go, yeah, I have a work section where I work on jewelry. And, he was always working on things. He has a work area, play area. And I was like, how big is this place again? I mean, it couldn't have been.
It's pretty big for an apartment. Howard. It was pretty big.
How many square feet was that apartment?
1 billion. No, I don't know.
It would
I
have
don't know how
be.
to do. I don't know how to do square feet, but
You're an idiot. So here's the apartment, just so you can all see. This is the actual apartment.
Shouldn't Howard know what it was? Because wasn't he paying the bill?
Well,
Howard pays for a lot of things to stay
I
quiet.
love the apartment. I would love this apartment.
Oh my God, that's not small.
No.
That's far from
but
small.
that part of Jersey City ain't that nice.
I understand that, but
No,
it's still
Jersey
a pretty
City
big
is
apartment.
Totally different than it was back in the day. This is a
It's
lovely
gentrified now.
apartment.
The upside is that whole Bay Area got gentrified over by that Target, and you have quick access to New York through the Holland Tunnel. That's the upside.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly fine, you guys. It's not insubstantial. I've lived in smaller apartments for sure.
So have I. This is
Yeah.
actually pretty big.
No. I'm not knocking whatever, but I'm just saying that there's only so much shit you could put into a relatively small apartment like that.
Who says that bathroom? It's actually a pretty good sized bathroom for an apartment.
That they it was one of those warehouse conversions.
Yep.
I love the exposed wood beams, fireplace. I don't know if that's working or not. Oh, and look, there's a little ladder to like a little storage upstairs.
Little loft.
And what is this? This goes outside. There's like outdoor space. There must be. Look at that.
Yep.
Well,
You could almost smell the bum urine from right there.
Would you stop?
It's
Breathe
true.
deep.
Dude, I've been there.
Wait, here's the
I've been to
layout.
this area.
Holy Christ. This is like 1,500 square feet. This place is enormous.
Yeah, 25 by 16, balcony, another little side room, dining area, living area. It's lovely, honestly.
Holy
It's really
crap.
perfectly nice. Oh, 1,250 square feet.
Okay.
Bigger than
Yeah,
half
that's
freaking
pretty big.
It is.
There are houses in South Tampa that are smaller.
That
than
is plenty of space for your anal intruder.
Current rent there is $3,800, almost $4,000.
How is somebody that didn't
yeah.
seem like he actually
Well, I
had
don't know
any-
how much he paid for it. Let me see if there's any history on it.
It couldn't have been more. It kind of be close to that. It doesn't change that much.
Sure, rent goes up constantly, especially if it's not a rent controlled apartment. They can put whatever the fuck they want after
I
you.
understand it, but
Yeah.
I still imagine it was probably like near $3,000. But how does somebody that had no ability, no outward earning job pay that much for rent every month?
Because
Yeah.
you have Polaroids of shock jocks doing
Yes.
questionable things.
Yes.
Yeah, even $3,000 a month. Let's say he was paying $3,000. Let's say
Yes.
it went up.
$3,000. Yeah.
Okay. You need to be earning 40 times the rent to rent an apartment in Manhattan. That's for sure the way it works. I'm not sure how it is in Jersey, but let's go with $3,000 times
It's
40.
$120,000.
Hey, you have to be making at least $120,000 to afford that apartment.
Yeah.
Certainly you're gonna,
Unless Sugar Daddy is co-signing. Unless 112
Well,
Productions.
Just because my mind's a little hazy, what was the final outcome of the Sam Simon affair he had with?
We
did he
don't really know. I don't think
We don't know. Sam Simon,
know if
that
he
whole
got
thing
anything
kind
from
of
that?
got brushed under the rug.
Okay.
We don't really know, but he became very friendly with him. I had
Yes,
this
he did.
interview
Friendly.
with Grillo, who was lamenting how he was friends with John Stamos before Ralph took him as his friend. And then, Ralph started doing the whole Hollywood Ralph thing and going out there, and they would like have him come stay with them and shit like that. And, he was like Sam Simon's Kato Kalin for a hot minute. Who knows? Who the fuck knows?
100%. Yeah, because he even went out there to Malibu, right? To stay with him for a while.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Mhm.
Yes, he did. All right. So
what do we drink today?
the whole story is very sus to me. The whole thing. The whole Ralph.
Nothing makes sense, and but see, the more it doesn't make sense, the more it will, because this is a cleaning job, 100%.
100%.
And it's just so weird though that he brings it back up. I mean, he's such an imbecile.
After we talked about it,
but he's such an imbecile. Usually, you let sleeping dogs lie to like make stuff go away.
Howie.
No, he's an imbecile. He is a moron. He is a 69 IQ.
Smartest man in the room.
That's exactly right. So he feels like he will be the one to finalize and put a dot on the I and cross the T and make that the final story.
And
but that's not the way it happens.
The slightest chance that we'll ever see closure to the story is if he dies, and then like a few years later, Beth tries to do a tell-all book.
Never happened.
Yeah, I know it's never going to happen. But I'm saying that's the closest.
She'll make way too much money off his death too.
And the other thing is, Beth couldn't be able to write that many pages.
Well, Monique, I'm going to give you the one in a million.
Wow, you just said my full name. You never did that.
Uh-oh.
That's weird. Wow.
That is like my ninja pellet to become invisible whenever I'm thinking scrap metal.
I don't even know what to say.
You know what you say? You say Walker, Texas Ranger, bro.
Yeah, sure. All right, let's move on. The balls. Okay. Sorry. Let me. So they start talking about Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why I kept this clip. It's just the ridiculousness of it. It was just so funny to me. So let me just play it. That's all. I'm just gonna play.
I mean, he's doing just fine. In fact, I saw him the other night. We keep Wheel of Fortune on for our animals, and because we can't be with them all the time. So sometimes we'll put on Wheel of Fortune. It's not offensive, and they watch it and they enjoy it.
The animals don't get offended.
Cats are going to be offended.
No, they don't. Our rabbits like it. And I walk by and I go,
It's
Ryan
fun for the
Seacrest.
whole family. Yeah.
What?
Well, Mo, it's a little known fact. See, cats love when puzzles get solved.
Absolutely.
Hey, what's going on? Explain to me how they put Wheel of Fortune on for their cats and
the rabbits.
That's a half-hour show.
Yes.
Monday through Friday.
Yes. At 7:00 at night?
7:30, right? Some shit.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Why?
It's all the time though for them. It's on a loop. They have Wheel of Fortune on a loop.
Yes, I'd like to solve the puzzle. Olsen twins kill Heath Ledger.
But I mean, I sat there and I heard what I heard. I typed some words because I'm still dumbfounded by the entire statement. To
say, there's nothing to say.
What's puzzle's
clearly
favorite
Joker's
show?
wild.
And now back to Wheel of Fortune. All right.
Making it all the way to the
I know. I
Thanks,
don't care.
Pat.
I don't even
You've
care.
got some family here watching
Not
tonight.
worth it.
Yeah, they're all rooting for me.
And I'm sure you have lots of friends watching back. Good luck. Well, let's see if you can't make everyone proud. The category is people who annoy you. SLNE. We just need 3 more consonants and a vowel.
Okay, I'd like a B, an N, and a G.
And the vowel?
An O, please.
Okay, well, looks like you're going to get a lot of help here. Category is people who annoy you.
Sorry. Gonna cut it off right there before I get in trouble.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I had to. Yeah. So here he is bitching about Vanna's work schedule. The balls on him. Exactly what you said, Dennis. The balls on him to complain about Vanna White's work schedule.
Right.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I can play you some of Vanna White talking about how she works 34 days a year. And I'm like, wow.
By the way, the fact that fucking Vanna White works 34 days a year, makes $3 million a year, and they gave her a bonus for this year because Pat left is shocking to me.
It's shocking because she's supposed to be the cute girl that turns letters. Now she's an old woman. She's an old woman that does nothing. And I'm sorry, but she needs to be kicked to the curb.
Absolutely.
Get her and
it's time.
Here's the thing. I know when they shoot those shows, they probably do, because they're running out studios, they probably do 12-hour days.
Oh, absolutely.
Bang out several episodes. No. That's the way it usually works, bro.
Yeah,
it's no less than 10 and typically 12.
Any of us can do that.
If you put, can I talk? Can I talk?
Yeah.
Thank you. So if you put 12 hours a day times 34, she works 408 hours a year. How much is, so versus 3 hours a day times 3. So
Howard works less than 300 hours a year.
9 hours a week. Yeah. So it's like, it's going to be, he should really shut the F up.
All right. At least
absolutely.
Brian Pecos has to sit there and talk and run the game. I mean, she claims she doesn't even turn the letters anymore. I got tape of that too. But
yeah, she just touches the board. Like she doesn't even do anything. She's useless.
Well, then the writer slows it down.
Yeah,
I'm not saying she has a hard job. I'm just saying the hours she puts in versus, because that's what he's referring to.
Yeah.
They only work 34 days a week. Well, okay, that's pretty comparable to what you do.
Who would you like to replace Vanna White with?
I know who.
Honestly,
I would like to see like a Sydney Sweeney with the big tits turn letters. That would be awesome.
Somebody you
Well, they've got to discover somebody.
Yeah, curious that he would bring up Sydney Sweeney.
Being that I brought up Sydney Sweeney last Wednesday when he brought up the dude as his favorite girl.
Every time he goes to Hunter Schafer, you go to Sydney Sweeney.
Well, I mean, he asked for a pretty girl, and I'm like, well, she's kind of like the it girl right now. I don't know. And she has huge jugs. I guess she would be the one you'd want to talk about. But then all of a sudden, he brought it up today. He's never mentioned her name ever before. She has never. When Madam Web came out, he never mentioned her name once. Not once when Madam Web came out. And nothing on the press tours. Nothing.
So then he starts a conversation about some dude named Bob Rivers. So I'm not really. Exactly. So I'm not.
Well, actually, Al knows about Bob Rivers.
I know that. So I'm not really familiar with Bob Rivers, but this is him. This was an article in January. Of course, he had a looks back amidst cancer diagnosis. Obviously, he didn't make it past March. So this is like
March 11th, he died.
Yeah.
He fought it though for like 4 years, 3 or 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So apparently what Bob Rivers was known for was his parody songs, right?
Yeah, he called them, they were called Twisted Tunes.
Twisted Tunes. So was he a radio DJ and he did like his here in 1989 launched Bob Rivers Twisted Radio and KISW, which became a staple. So did he just play like
it was part of it. It was part of the show. Yeah, he was a morning DJ, and in between regular music, he would play these twisted tunes with whatever was going on in pop culture at the time or whatever.
Right. Okay. So I have a little clip from that, and I'm just shocked and amazed that Robin would be genuinely offended by a Sonny Bono parody.
Yeah, this
song.
was so.
Why?
This entire clip is like a head scratcher. I mean, really, seriously, a head scratcher.
Yes. So let me play a little bit of Bob Rivers. This is a minute and a half clip, so I'll break it up. But let's just hear a little bit about him.
I did see the obituary that Bob Rivers died. And what he did was, I'm not sure what he did, but.
So he tries to claim that he gets like this radio magazine, and that's how he finds out, or a newsletter or something, and that's how he finds out all this information about anybody that's still in radio, because he doesn't follow anybody and he doesn't know anything.
Elvis Duran.
Sure. Let me play a clip. I'll play.
He was on in Seattle, and he made song parodies, but about everything. I guess he started out young making song parodies, and then it was a success, one of them, and then he just couldn't stop making song parodies. I mean, you name it, he made song parodies about it.
Thing. Yeah,
it became his thing. And I remember like being at radio stations and getting like you'd get free delivery of.
Can we just go back to how many Howard was ever at before he got to NBC?
Okay, so before he got to Sirius, he was at K-Rock for almost 20 years. Actually, about 20 years. Then before that, he was at WNBC for about 3 years. Then he was in DC for 18 months. Detroit for 9 months. Connecticut for like half a year. And then the little place that Meg was at for like 6 months.
Right. So he went to 4 stations before he got to.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
And when this guy was big, he was at K-Rock. Yes.
Stuttering John's disgusting lumpy goiter says they had a caller in the late 90s who claimed he cut down the tree that killed Sonny Bono, and then Robin and Howard were making fun of how he died. All right, let's listen to
not Howard.
The Bob Rivers song parody that you can play on the radio, and I was like, "Oh, this is great! Somebody, hey, a free song parody. I have to kill many hours a day on radio.
Sure.
This will be great."
What?
But some of them were completely out of hand. Like it would just be like almost like a newscast put over. Like it was
what?
Like
when
he was
Sonny
reading to music or something.
Yeah, like Sonny from Sonny and Cher died because he skied into a tree, and then the next thing you know, like in your mail, like that afternoon would be, "I can't sleep," and you're like, well, yeah, it was like.
Since he was young, he loved the slopes. Sonny loved careening through the snow. Well, I don't ski well, you know that's true.
This is going to be our copyright strike. Watch.
You know what? Somebody will absolutely do that. For sure.
I can't ski, babe.
So it was basically a.
That's
news
horrible.
report.
Yeah. Like, you write a song like that.
Are you fucking?
Wow. So wait a minute. So this is the co-host that cackled when this man had his staff do OJ songs about him killing his wife and her waiter and Kathy Lee Gifford's children. Kathy Lee Gifford and Frank Gifford when he cheated on her. You're right. That song's horrible. And Sony, poor taste. So Sonny Bono died in 1998. There was no way in 1998 at K-Rock he's getting this. No way. Absolutely not.
What the
hell is that?
I don't know. That's not Stearns.
It's not Stearns.
It's Old Black OJ.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but yeah, that's.
Well, I mean, it's the title of the song.
No, and
we can't
Bob
play it.
Bob Rivers.
No way we can play it on YouTube.
Old Black OJ had a wife. Looky here. Old Black OJ had a big old knife. Looky here. With a styrofoam here and a dead Jew there. Here coon, there coon, everywhere on styrofoam. Old Black OJ killed his wife. Looky here.
We just don't want this show to ever be seen ever again.
I know. I'm shutting that down.
So Bob Bob actually had a twisted tune about OJ that was like pale in comparison to that one. It was set to Fats Domino's "I'm Walking," but it would be about OJ's walking. So, and then one of the cool things about Bob Mo is that he would actually have, when bands would come to Seattle, he would have them over to his house and play in his garage, and he'd call it Live from Bob's Garage, and he would have he would tape these little mini concerts there and then play them like a week or two later. Yeah, and he had some good bands there going too.
Like?
I got the list here. Well, there was a lot of like, where is it? Sorry. Well, he had like the Filter was there, Queens of the Stone Age.
Wow.
Joe Walsh, Blue Oyster Cult back in the day. He had
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, he had some pretty good bands.
Good for him.
Is there any show Joe Walsh didn't do?
No.
He had Queensryche did it. Toadies. Paul Rogers was there.
In fact, I'm working on Joe Walsh for this show.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
In fact, we actually have to avoid his phone calls.
Yeah.
and then Bob played a lot of the Seattle bands before the scene hit really big too. So.
All right, so he was a known entity out there.
Yeah, big time now.
And what was his preeminent years? 90s? Like, was he a big 90s?
Yeah, like 89 into the 90s. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, rest in peace, Bob.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that Howard says about you, it means nothing. And
and like I said too, he was on the forums. He was a humanitarian too. He would take trips to Africa to like the poor villages and help out the kids there, and he'd go down to South America, all over.
So he was a good man as well.
Yeah,
good man. Yeah.
All right, so
and
then
he didn't end up in a big black kettle.
Yes.
No,
like a Bugs Bunny.
No,
sorry, that's a Bugs Bunny reference.
Well, then Howard turns his attention to Paris Jackson and wants to talk about this outfit war. By the way, I will tell you that the picture I showed of Hunter Schafer the other day, and she had on just like this little strap around her boobs and then a long skirt. YouTube came back and gave us a adults only content warning. And I was like, I wonder what it's for. And I went back and they showed exactly the clip, and it was Hunter Schafer. So I fought it because it was like, that picture's all over the internet. That's what she wore to like some award show or whatever. And they took it away, but they actually gave me a nudity thing for Hunter Schafer. So anyway, yeah, so it was kind of weird. So anyway, Paris Jackson wore that.
I don't know who Paris Jackson's parents are, because she's not a bad
Are you
broad.
kidding me? She's got Michael's eyes, bro. Come on.
We're in a jar.
Yeah,
she's a spitting image of Michael.
Yeah, I can see that. Just absolute spitting. You're focusing in the wrong spot.
I might believe that her mother is the one that they say is her mother, right?
Oh,
Debbie
well, isn't that kind of
Debbie Rowe?
Wait, you think Debbie faked her birth? What?
No, I think it might.
Yeah,
be.
yeah. Her mom was kind of a cow looking.
I mean,
Oh, the face. Yeah, the face is there. The face is there.
I don't know.
No, I'd say, yeah, I can see it in the face. The rest of it I can't.
You know, Mo, I'm a little offended that you're going to all these third-party things when RadioGunk.com has a perfectly good thread on this.
Yes.
Paris Jackson.
And had it like at least a week before Howard.
Yes. March 5th, babe. That's
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
There she was at Paris's Fashion Week. Yes.
Spitting image.
Spitting image.
My God, I swear to God, it's like, wow. It's like almost like Michael wearing a dress.
Absolutely.
Same skin tone, everything.
Everything. I mean, it's scary.
The Frozen Dead giveaway.
That's right. Net worth, 150 million net worth.
Jesus.
Here's the rest of those kids.
Blanket. Wow. That's ignorant.
They don't look related.
No, they don't. They're all three different parents.
It's like the Cartwright from Bonanza, man. They have about as much in common.
She's a beauty, though. Honestly, I think she's a really attractive girl.
She is, but she has all those friggin' psychotic. We spoke about it before. The psychotic tattoos all over her.
Oh, keep playing that since we're no longer doing the copyright strike stuff.
Excuse me. Mr. Jefferson, I wish I could be around you all the time. You're awesome.
I think you're awesome too, Cartman.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a bad dream?
Yeah, a really bad dream. Oh, Jesus.
Okay. And then follow that up with, of course, the best.
Oh, that is.
This is Michael Jackson's favorite shop in Las Vegas with the.
So yeah, let's go to the clip first, and then we can come back to this.
But I imagine
Well,
she's got
you
a lot
know,
of money
Michael's
because,
much richer than he was when he was alive. He can't shop anymore.
yeah, right. He used to buy all kinds of weird shit. That guy, like, he'd just waste his money. Like, he'd shop in Las Vegas at the gift shop, which is completely out of control in terms of
He has
price.
no idea where he was.
But he didn't care. I'll take one of these. I'll take two of those.
They just told him the clip we put up.
Because he'd then take
Yeah.
20 of something, you know.
Yeah. In other words, Paris Jackson's not bagging groceries because. So I guess she wore this dress, and some people were offended by it.
I don't care. Who cares if they were offended?
Luckiest manager.
I'm not
in the
offended
world.
by it. Can we have the dress back?
You bought that? The globe?
Yeah.
Right?
Where do you go upstairs? We're taking you upstairs.
Wait till you go upstairs.
Hi. These. Bought these. Bought this one.
Shit.
This one.
Shit in this store.
About midnight. This one.
This one. This one.
About this table. This chess set. Isn't it beautiful, this set?
Your chess set in your library is.
No, this one's bigger.
This
This
is
one's bigger.
Wow. Oh, it's sold. Look.
About this one, right?
Is this yours?
Yeah, that's the sold sign mean it's for me.
Okay. How much is that one?
Did we ever get this one, these ones?
It's only 89,000.
$89,000
For worthless crap.
for that piece
Wow.
of shit.
Is it made of gold? I mean, seriously.
No, dude, it is like literally.
I know
like,
it isn't.
Yeah.
I know the store. I know this is in Caesars.
I know the store too. I know the store.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Jesus,
it's in
there's
Caesar's
nothing but
Palace.
junk in there.
The Caesars, the Forum, whatever it's
Yes,
called.
it's in the forum shops. Yeah.
It's a great place to walk around, by the way.
Oh, I love walking
Remember-
there. Actually, last time I went there,
Great place
you
to
know,
walk around.
the
It
intrepid.
looks like
God.
it looks like that store in Easy Money. You know, come on in and browse. We just want to walk in
Yeah.
there. Oh, let's show we can browse.
I bought this, and I bought this, and I bought
And if you go into that store today, like right now, they still have all that same crap there.
Pretty much.
They just sold them like the 50th version of whatever.
Can you put that on the list?
Of course.
Look at him.
Get your pen just so you can mark and not forget.
I'm getting the list
Look at
now.
him rubbing his hands.
Okay.
Look at
Did
him.
we get those?
Look at him. Look at him.
I like those.
No, I like those.
Why don't we order those?
Look at the hands. Look at the hands.
Yeah, I like
Yeah, it's
those.
like
Base for all of this.
Yeah, I do.
yeah, that new Maserati's coming soon, baby.
Yeah, he's counting the commission.
Another one.
Oh yeah,
We bought these,
I
right?
get a new blonde girl. Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah. And these we bought.
These.
And these.
These.
This table.
Look how ugly.
These. These. Right?
Yes.
Look at these big blue ones. Look how beautiful these are.
Oh my god.
These,
I
right?
like the big blue ones.
Oh my goodness.
These.
Yes.
You know, the only thing that was missing that day was those 3 foot tall velvet Black Panther end tables.
or the butler that has a little tray.
Yeah, there you go.
It's shocking. I can't get enough of that video. Like, I seriously can't, because I've been in that store and I've seen the sheer gaudy, disgusting, gold filigreed.
Yes. Even
look-
Joan Rivers will look at that stuff, go, man, this is gaudy.
fucking
You know,
gaudy.
it's funny is like I've been to that store, but there's also like stores like that, like in LA and stuff. And you just walk in and just like, holy crap, who buys this shit?
Who buys
you know?
this shit? Who buys
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently Michael Jackson.
You know, all
is that
one Michael Jackson a year to make their.
Oh, absolutely.
What were you going to say, Al? I'm sorry.
is it one of those? Is that place one of those stores where they only let the rich people in? Like
No.
somebody like me
No,
couldn't
you
get
walk
in
right
or
in.
something. Oh, okay.
Well, you specifically no.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm like, we know he ain't gonna buy.
But that whole mall, it's really cool. It's like they do have like the Versace and whatnot, but they have like those like niche-y, like Sky Mall type of stores.
There's like art stores. Yes, it's very
Yeah.
Sky Mall. That's exactly what it is. Okay, let's move on a little bit and let's go. Oh, this was pretty pathetic. So after that, he goes into a really, really long commercial break. And
yes.
yes. And he comes
10
back
minutes.
playing an Adele song. And I originally had clipped it when there was a lot of the Adele music on, which I knew we'd probably get a copyright strike for. So I just went to the next clip, which was him being kind of pathetic. Here we go.
Speak about the same kind of thing. And I was like, but we just talked to Bill Murray.
And again, you know, Howard's talking about, I had Bill Murray on, I had this one, I had that one. And then when you hear from Robin, it's we. It's always we.
Speak about the same kind of thing. And I was like, but we just talked to Bill Murray.
We just talked to Bill Murray.
Right. No, you didn't talk to Bill Murray.
Your mic was off, and you didn't really talk to Bill
We're
Murray.
like, that wasn't, that
I get a
didn't
lot of,
ring the bell.
Yeah.
Have you ever interviewed Taylor Swift? And I go, no, I don't know her.
Right.
Oh, you don't know? You've never interviewed?
So anybody who's asking you if you interviewed Taylor Swift obviously doesn't listen to your show because they would know that you didn't interview Taylor Swift.
You know what this is? It's once again a pathetic plea to try to get Taylor Swift to come on the show.
Yeah.
Her?
Another
You go,
pathetic
no.
plea.
And it's like, oh, you're not really that happening.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? So if Adele and Taylor Swift are listening, how about help a brother out and,
Throw a dog a bone. Come on.
Yeah, doesn't matter who I've I've interviewed Paul McCartney, Ringo. I mean, those are important people.
No.
Maybe
He didn't name one person under the age of 70.
No, he
That's
hasn't.
right.
75.
75, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, then of course we go into some victory lapping. And of course, and again, just listen to the commentary for Seth Rogen, which we absolutely abhorred last week. And it was horrible. But yeah, sure. Let's listen to what people write in.
The victory laps. The victory laps were amazing.
Yes.
The conversation. Seth Rogen is the best guest on Howard Stern. If you can't laugh and smile just listening to Seth talk, that's what it says here. You aren't human.
Yeah. If you don't laugh just listening to him laugh, you're not human.
Not human.
Then they did a victory lap for REO Speedwagon, a band and a group that if you're under the age of 45, you probably have no idea who they are. And you don't care, honestly. They had like 3 songs maybe, and that's pretty much it. So Howard is attempting to start a REO Speedwagon song on his guitar. And because nobody knew what the fuck he was playing, he then just kind of chalked it up to, oh, I didn't even start yet. Here I go. So listen to him.
Have it? Okay.
Yes.
So we all know the beginning of the song, right?
And that's him attempting to play the beginning of the song because he's prefacing with that.
Dueling banjos, right?
What do you mean?
What you're playing?
No, I'm not playing anything yet. All right. So we all know heard it from a friend who.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so Zoo right there, bro. It really is.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah.
It gets worse. I mean, that was actually the highlight of his playing because it got a lot worse. I mean,
we've done this many times.
Well, this is brutal, bro. I mean,
while my guitar is curled up in the corner in a
first
ball.
of all, who in the right mind goes, you know what? I'm going to learn all the industrial rock and roll stuff, you know?
Yes.
It's like, come on, man.
Horrible. So then we get into Mehmet made a comment on the wrap-up show apparently about Howard as a dishwasher. And yeah.
But the thing is, there was also victory lap. This is part of a victory lap on the wrap-up show. They have victory laps on the wrap-up show for stuff that happens on the show now.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a big thing now.
It's
So yeah. So Mehmet says this on the wrap-up show. And again, we're getting close to the end here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more clips. All right, here we go.
5.
Listen to this. Here's a clip of him talking.
Okay, here's my question, and I know everyone will say I'm crazy. Has anyone actually verified that Howard was a dishwasher? I don't believe anyone who actually did that job would look back and say it was happy, especially Howard. He was happy as scraping strangers' shit off plates, but he can't shake a hand. Come on. I want to see the receipts. Let's all bring in a dirty dish and witness this. I don't buy.
So, of course, Mehmet starts giving him shit on the wrap-up show, which then leads into the complete and utter revisionist history that is his time at camp. Now, the tape I didn't include here is, him again reminiscing about camp, but he was in high school when he started as a dishwasher in camp and right into his freshman semester.
But do you have Al cigarettes?
Hang on.
Okay.
What do I have? I have a lot. Let me see. Let me just play this and then we'll come back.
Play this.
I mean, I don't even understand what the fuck is going on here.
Be doing this. And one of my buddies had come back from Vietnam. He suffered.
Okay, so he's in high school and his first year of college, and he's talking about one of his buddies. He's at a summer camp. He's at Camp Welmet, and he's telling us that one of his buddies has already come back from the Vietnam War. So who is this buddy?
This is a new one.
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
this really is a new one. I actually said, like, Vietnam, what?
Right?
And he's at Camp Welmet.
Right?
Huh?
Washing dishes at Camp Welmet?
What? I'm so confused. I was so confused over this story because it gets more and more bizarre. This is actually the normal part of the story.
Bizarre.
Because
from
it gets
malaria. So
really
we take
fucked
him
up.
to the bar. My buddies had come back from Vietnam. He suffered from malaria. So we take him to the bar. And if he drank, he'd have a full-on malaria attack, and we had to carry him back. We all had.
What's a malaria attack, you may ask?
I don't understand what's a malaria attack. Usually malaria is where you get like the sweats or you feel cold. There's no from my understanding of malaria, you don't get like this weird you get like fever or like you get like it's like the flu.
Yeah.
You don't have an attack. Because that's why I say is I feel like when it's like gets hot and cold outside, I feel like, oh my God, I feel like I have malaria. Because you're hot, you're cold, you're hot, you're cold. Nothing about having an attack. It's not like
right
attack.
Yeah, how it would have been more clever if it said, "Oh, my buddy said I can't fight this feeling anymore."
It's a mosquito-borne infectious disease caused by parasites, right? So, and it's like fever, chills, headache, muscle aches, fatigue, nausea, vomiting, anemia.
Yeah.
And symptoms can typically appear 10 to 15 days after the mosquito bite. Full stop. And then you go on antibiotics and whatever, and you make it go away. But not in Howard's world, not the dishwashers.
He drinks and he gets a malaria attack.
Had to put him on our shoulders and take him back.
What?
He'd have a full-on malaria attack, and we had to carry him back. We all had to put him on our shoulders and take him back. It was just the greatest fucking time ever. I was young. I had a ton of guys I hung out with, and I think now when you look back at it psychologically.
Anybody find it weird that he's talking about Vietnam after we did an Apocalypse Now opening last week?
Oh my goodness, let's move on.
Real.
Just saying.
That's a good thing there.
I'm just saying.
This is
fair.
Shh.
We're the family I wanted. I loved these guys. I loved hanging out with them. I was a cigarette smoker back then. And there was a buddy of mine, Al Cigarettes. He had a worse addiction than me. I smoked 2-3 packs a day.
Stop there. Stop there.
Okay.
Stop there. All right. So there's 20 cigarettes in a pack. He smoked between 40 and 60 cigarettes in a day. Now, the amount of time you have to smoke. Now, you can't smoke while you're eating. You can't smoke while you're sleeping.
Certainly not doing it while you're washing dishes.
And not washing dishes. So I gave him 10 hours. So in 10 hours, he's smoking, let's say 40 cigarettes. So 10 hours is 600 minutes. You're smoking every 15 minutes. You're lighting, basically you're inhaling it and chain smoking. As soon as that one goes out, you're lighting the next cigarette all day. I mean, literally, you're not stopping.
Right.
You're not stopping. You're constantly.
Right.
This is insane. No one smokes 2 to 3 packs a day. Nobody. No, it's
There's a buddy of mine, Al Cigarettes. He had a worse addiction than
Al Cigarettes.
me.
Al Cigarettes, new guy.
Yeah, new guy.
3 packs a day. This guy, we slept in a big bunk. He would set his alarm at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Set his alarm to smoke a cigarette.
Or 3 o'clock in the morning because he loves smoking so much.
Yes, he smoked Howard's cigarette.
Go back to bed. How do you not
Ooga.
cigarettes?
How do you not love a guy named Al Cigarette? Now, this is a man who doesn't even take a sip of wine, who is feeding himself 40 to 60 cigarettes a day. Yes. Unbelievable story, really.
And what kind of Bugs Bunny names is he making up at this point? He's like
Al Cigarettes.
It's like Jimmy the Squirrel and Tommy the Fish.
Exactly.
Yeah. Al Cigarettes. I mean, how farcical. I mean, honestly, wakes up at 2 a.m. to light up for no fucking apparent reason.
He's not even trying to make it realistic anymore.
I mean, it's just like 2 a.m. is such a random time to wake, too. It's just like
set his alarm.
So I mean, he set his alarm at 2 a.m. the most random fucking time of day. I mean, to smoke I'm like, why is he? I mean, that makes no sense.
Let's take him at his word. In what planet would, if you had a roommate that set an alarm for 2 a.m., where you would smash the F out of that alarm? First time it went off.
Exactly. Just take the whole thing and just like fling it.
Launched. Yeah. I mean, no.
One time.
I mean, these farcical characters. He's like creating. It is like almost a cartoon. He's creating all these
straight out
characters
Bugs Bunny, bro.
That just all of a sudden magically appear at Camp Welmet. Now let's all remember a Jewish camp.
Yes.
All these wacky characters at this
Black
Jewish
friends
camp
that he would go out with. Yeah.
They get causing ruckuses at bars.
It seemed like they literally got out of prison, like in Georgia, and like Macon, Georgia, moved up to like or like outside of like Middletown, New York, so that they could work as dishwashers at Camp Welmet. Yeah, Jewish camp to the kids, right?
Jewish camp.
And all his black friends were there, and he's smoking with Al Cigarettes and his friends who got back from Vietnam. He has never mentioned a single human being who has ever gone to Vietnam that he knew. Not a one.
Nope, not one.
He loves his stolen valor. He never has mentioned a person who has gone to Vietnam.
Not a one. Never said he's known anyone that's gone there. He literally.
No.
I'll go even further. He doesn't mention his son-in-law, who is from Vietnam. So there you go.
Exactly. And so, okay, so Mehmet is calling him out on this, but let's go back. Let's just do a little bit more dishwashing because it's important.
There's no way you were happy back then. That's all I'm saying. Maybe you look back and you go, it was a simple time.
No,
There's
love
no way
it.
while you were washing the dishes.
Why would you
Every
say that? Why would I
dishwasher,
lie? But why would I lie about that, Mehmet?
I've been in kitchen. Every dishwasher I've ever met, they have one goal, which is to not be a dishwasher anymore. There's no like, hey, the camaraderie is great.
This is how I felt about it.
Ex-cons and slow adults. There's a reason for that.
Oh, there were guys, and then we would go to the Wayne County Fair and watch these hillbillies eat out chicks on stage.
Don't.
There's no way you were happy back then.
It's very physical work. It really is. But I love.
There's no way cons and slow it.
We'd go to the Wayne County Fair and watch these hillbillies eat out chicks on stage. Don't ask what was going on there.
Go ahead. Sorry, don't ask, Dennis.
Don't ask. So you know what's so funny though is Mehmet does not say the right thing. It must have been a happy time because you had no responsibility and mommy and daddy made sure they paid for everything for you where you had nothing to worry about because everything was paid for.
But Azores is exactly right. He didn't do chores at home, yet he loves washing dishes.
Exactly.
What
He didn't
world?
even mow the lawn. I mean,
Nothing.
seriously.
He didn't shovel snow. Remember?
Yeah, he did nothing.
He told his father to go hire some kid down the block because he wasn't going to do it. Lazy slacker.
He didn't clean his own room either. His mother cleaned his room.
God, Jesus Christ. Never
So,
happened.
yeah, it's
So
happiest time.
Here's how Mehmet puts a little bow on it, which I love.
It's very physical work. It really is. But I loved it. I loved being carefree. I love my friends. Don't you want me to have one happy period in my life? Can I be happy?
Yes,
Let me have my happiness.
All right. Well, I'll let you have that fake memory.
Yeah, I don't know why you would
fake memory
dispute him on this.
Yeah, I mean,
it never happened.
Well, I'm just
oh
saying.
my
well, it
God,
sounds
Robin! Look who's here, guys. It's Al Cigarettes, my old friend. Hey,
Wow. This show literally cannot sink any lower.
It can.
I think, bro, I think we're at the Earth's core at this point with this show.
Oh no, it can go lower.
We're gonna start going up in the other direction at this point.
No,
we can try. We can try. Yeah, like
you know
that.
what you skipped?
What? Tell me. Talk to me.
When it went lower, when they were making fun of Underdog.
Oh, yeah, because they tend not to.
I know, but I understand it. But just to let everybody know, they literally had Chris, the human disease Wilding, just basically harass this poor woman. I mean, just literally harass this poor woman, and it was just there was nothing funny about it.
Weren't they
it
doing
was
like
just
a
cruel.
quiz as well? Like, what was going on?
Yeah,
it
it
was
was a
Ireland quiz or something.
Yeah,
right?
like
St. Patrick's
asking
Day.
her about Irish things. It's like, okay.
Hey, there's a point being made right here. Has he inquired about the safety of his favorite ladyboys?
Nope.
After that earthquake?
You know what? Funny you should mention that because I was just thinking about the earthquake and I was thinking about how fucked up. So, the new hot thing, and it's in Vegas too. It's kind of all over the states.
Having
as well.
earthquakes?
They have these high rises that have pools on like the top floor of the
Yeah.
hotel, condos or whatever. And so this video, I was going to play it a little bit later, but let's play it now because fuck it. But I was beside myself with this. So now you'll notice there's a couple hanging out on the floaty in the pool and like a dude just hanging here and a couple of people over here. And then the earthquake starts. Here we go. I don't think there's any sound to it, but just give it a second. It's a 2-minute long clip because I was fascinated. Watch how this shit happens. Watch, here comes the earthquake. And there goes the water, starts to get a little, and they're like, oh shit, I guess we got to get out of the fucking water. And so everybody jumps out, but look at that water. Look what's going on there. And, and anybody that's watching this, all they're doing is fixating on those fucking floaties because that if people like were hanging out in that water, they're going right over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think that the first instinct is to yell Godzilla?
This is the other side of it. This is what it looked like from below. This is how the water was just cascading off of the roof of the building.
It looks like a Duran Duran video.
It does.
the reflex.
We're the scantily clad chicks.
Yeah, exactly.
Godzilla.
Yeah, this is just crazy too. I'm going to show you this one. So this is the same thing. This is. I mean, just fucking craziness. And so then down on the ground level, hopefully they'll show it, but they showed like some pictures, like people running away from the sheer amount of water that was coming off.
That's a lot of water.
That's a lot of fucking.
That's a lot of water.
I'm hoping that the video is part of this. But these are people hanging out at the top there, watching this. Everybody's freaking out.
Oh shit!
There's a building that came down.
Oh, that one's done yet. Oops.
I wonder how many ladyboys were in that fucker.
Ah.
It was that. Here's another building came down. This is not even the same building, by the way. Oh.
Wow.
Insanity. It's
Oh, and there's of course our famous the tsunami.
oh, here, this building has like a little thing in between it.
Bridge.
Oops.
It broke
Sky
right
bridge?
off. And look at the building swaying. It's like,
Well,
oh,
yeah, it's supposed to sway.
I know, but thank God. But that thing right in the
That
center.
walkway wasn't designed for an earthquake.
Yeah, not so much.
It's like
Not so
that-
much.
It's like that Cloverfield movie.
Oh my God, totally.
Did you see the clip, Mo, of the one where the crane falls and you see the guy fall that's operating the crane fall out?
I was trying to
that-
find that, but
That's the messed up one.
yeah, these are all fucked up. So here's these dudes, and then everything just comes down. It was insane, and yeah. Oh, look at me! I came to the rescue. Good boy. Good boy.
Wrecking dog.
And these people just hanging in the water, just not even caring, just hanging out.
Well, you know.
Because why not? Meanwhile, wouldn't you freak out thinking that you could like go right over in that fucking?
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Oh,
be anywhere near
dude.
the edge. No way.
I'm not a fan of the edge to begin with, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on at the Rio. I've been at the top floor of that, and I couldn't get anywhere near. And the Rio's not even that tall. I couldn't get near the edge.
Out of the water.
Holy shit! Are you crazy?
What the fuck is happening?
Exactly.
My God, my God, my God.
Would you ever stay in that water?
No. No.
Oh, they're just hanging out like it's not even a thing. What is wrong with these people?
They may have other substances.
Yeah.
I don't know. People are insane. They really, really are.
Smoking the Thai stick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Trying to
That
find
water's heavy, baby.
Oh, there's the crane. There's the guy right there. Now look, you see the guy fall out. Look at that. There he goes.
No. Ooh.
Wow. Do you
That's
think he
messed
was
up.
just doing a ninja flip and landed okay?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. It's just insane. It's just insane.
Yeah, earthquakes are up there with tornadoes with things I don't like.
Oh my God, absolutely. Have you ever been in an earthquake?
Minor ones, but nothing.
Yeah,
to
I have.
speak of.
Have you?
Obviously not in Florida.
Oh, here's the water coming down. Here's the one I wanted to show you. Watch this. So the water comes cascading down from the roof of this building. Look at that.
That's not cascading. That's not cascading.
Crap.
How insane is that?
Oh my goodness.
That wasn't cascading. That was literally like a dam breaking.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Everybody running. It's like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I just want to keep on yelling guts.
Boom.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Oh God.
Any chance any of them yelled Geronimo?
No chance. I don't know. It's just crazy. That's just a crazy, crazy thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, like that. But sure, let's continue with about malaria and these assholes. All right. So yeah, let's end the show. Here we go.
Yeah, me neither, really. I'm just making shit up. Okay, that means it's time to go. Oh, and Fred, that was a joke. He already bought a ticket to the Feces Eaters cruise. It's a joke.
By the
I
way,
don't
there's
even
still
know what
plenty
they're
of tickets
talking about. I
available.
don't even care.
I bet. Yeah. Thank you, Fred, for correcting me on my song.
I was in Manila when there was an earthquake. It was a 6.7 earthquake in Manila, and I was out to dinner with
Braggart.
a couple of worker people, and all of a sudden, earthquakes are weird because you feel it inside your body. Like you feel, because not only is the ground moving, but like your body, the water in your body, like the liquids in your system are also fucking moving at the same time. It's the most bizarre experience. And all of a sudden,
Frequency, that's why.
lampshades like outside just started popping, like the electrical things started going pop, 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 and then all the fucking lights went out, and it was the scariest fucking thing. I was like, "What was that?" It's like, "Oh, that's an earthquake." And I had never felt one before. I had never been in anything as scary as that. It's just yeah.
Anytime. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
Thoughts and prayers.
Wait to hear from you again. Everyone loves Fred, right, Robin?
We love Fred.
Look
We
for
love
September.
Right. Fred Norris, everyone. Fred, you want to make a statement at the end of the show? Seriously, about anything? People love hearing from you. Go ahead. Anything you want to say, say it.
Keep playing, keep practicing. You're doing well.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Oh, look at that. Fred enjoying my music. Hey, my music. I keep saying to people, when do I get better already? Played long enough. Whole year of
You
playing.
should be a virtuoso now. Is
Yes.
that what, you're saying?
Of course, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. When's it going to happen?
He never ends the show anymore. He just fucking keeps going.
Well, he was like this. I'll tell you, explain why. He did 19 minutes of commercials. This is at 10:19. Okay. He needed to get to like 10:20, 10:21. So he's trying to drag it out. So he's really close to 3 hours. That's what this is. He's literally milking it.
Does he really have to be that close, considering the fact that last week
Yes.
he ended shows at 2 hours and 40?
They might have passed on that it was a little short
Mm-hmm.
because I have a feeling contractually he needs to do 3 hours. And he was real short one day, 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he got his 3 hour show in. Okay. Actually 2 hours and 59 minutes, but close enough.
All right, let me finish.
I wish I played guitar like I washed dishes. I was so good at it. All right, Robin, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow.
End of show.
Just
Well, let's wrap this shit up. How do you feel about that?
It hurt.
We got 2 more days of it.
And it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's nothing this week. These are shows just to fill the contract time. There's nothing planned. There's no entertainment value in them. There's nothing to learn. It's
garbage
literally
time.
Just killing Mr. Clock slowly.
This is a baseball team that's down by 20 runs that puts in the left fielder to start pitching. This is all this is.
Yeah, this is literally a football game where the team is up by 10 touchdowns, and basically you have the water boy playing quarterback. I mean, that's where we are at this point.
That's a Harlem Globetrotters game.
I mean, that's where we are, though. It's nothing.
Mo, can you comment on the calendar? What's going on with his work days? It's really
fucked up. It's
right
fucked
now.
up.
That's why I will update the calendar. I was fully expecting him not to be working today, to be honest.
He shouldn't have been, but
And based on yes.
But that wedding fucked everything up. That really did. It messed everything up for him. So now,
couldn't he just take 2 weeks right at that point? I don't understand, Dennis.
because he had guests coming in that were already pre-booked. He had Seth Rogen already booked.
Who's the shit about Seth Rogen?
He does, but here's the other thing, though, is that all right? So here's where the weird tell is: if in April, if he doesn't take 2 weeks off now, we could have a situation where he basically doesn't work in June. I mean, seriously, just for the number count, he doesn't work in June because he always takes 2 weeks off. 2 weeks off in April, then 2 weeks off in May. But if he moves that back and starts his Memorial Day like right before Memorial Day, you're not working June.
Do you think that he might have another Beth appointed vacation somewhere like last year?
Possibly,
Yeah, probably.
But it's just really strange that the way he's not taking like his normal traditional time, because he's been on now. I mean, if he didn't take that 1 week, I mean, literally that was the only he's taken since February. And this is torturous. This isn't right. This is inhumane at this point. Seriously, this is inhumane. He has nothing to talk about, and it's just kind of dragging on like a dog with no legs.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Bill Murray. So he had Bill Murray booked, and he had Seth Rogen. That's why he couldn't take last week off.
It was really a huge week for stars sitting with Howard.
If he only found some stars.
Jesus.
I mean, this is just.
I don't even understand how people still do this. Like, why is
go
this?
in and talk to a screen?
Yeah. Why is that okay?
It isn't. Well, I mean, unless you have nothing going on like this guy or that guy. Yeah, Jesus,
He's looking very old, by the way.
He does not look good.
He's looking very.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's sad. But the other part of it is the contract negotiations, which obviously are still going very poorly.
Yeah.
They're not going well at all. They probably haven't advanced at all. Hence the whole lack of anything from him this week. And when he has stuff to do, it's kind of half-ass. But the vacations are going to be very weird this year, just because of, I don't know, just because of the fucking, I guess because of the whole contract thing. Honestly, it's, and then the rehashed guest. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about this. Yeah, Sirius is doing just fucking great. It got downgraded by somebody with common sense, but still not low enough to $21, which is still too expensive for this stock. It doesn't have any long-term life to it. And everybody talk, Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is spending his couch money like shit he would find between the cushions on this. He's not spending real money on fucking Sirius XM. This is pennies to him.
Yeah.
Pennies. This isn't a real investment. He's either waiting for them to get bought by somebody or have to or be acquired or merge with somebody or anything. Just something, because their ongoing concern is not an ongoing concern.
Something's got to give on that, Rang.
Yeah, exactly. Because their technology of going back to their car companies, they can't even do their own business right, and you want them to fucking help you? Jesus Christ!
That's ridiculous. Yes, Michael. Of course, he will take the summer off for sure.
It may be June, July, and August. He may actually have a longer vacation.
We don't know. You know what I'll do for tomorrow, you guys? I will update the calendar and I will put in all of his vacation time and stuff like that. I know we haven't really done the calendar thing, but
the funny thing is,
yeah,
it's the end of March and he hasn't done 30 shows yet.
This really do you think that do you think that this is a phase in Warren Buffett's life where he's with Martin Bashir inside a place going, yes, I'll take that stock. I'll take that stock.
Yeah.
That stock. Isn't this stock beautiful?
The thing is, though, he did and see this. He has to report it. He'll report it after the quarter, but because they don't have to report when they sell it immediately. They have to do a reporting at the end of the quarter. By him saying that, it did a pump and dump. It was a classic pump and dump. Oh my God. Warren Buffett's buying into it, and it went like $4 for no reason, just because Warren Buffett was buying it, and the suckers went in and threw the money in there. Now, if you were stupid and stayed in there, you've just lost all that money because it's just crashed back down.
I wonder how Robin did with the stock market in the last 2 weeks.
Killed right now. Doing covered calls right now is not a good idea.
No, right?
Good way to get destroyed. Good way to get destroyed right now.
Who would have thought that pork rinds stock would have gone down?
But the thing is, we haven't heard anything about the expert Robin for a few weeks now, a couple months. It's pretty amazing.
Not a word. All right, my friends. So, what do you got going on? Can we talk about you tomorrow? Can we talk about Dennis tomorrow? Can we talk about DJs?
Oh,
wait, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
No, I'll talk tomorrow then. I did a lot this weekend, though.
Oh, good. So you have new stuff up, or
no? I'm working on something. It's not even related to this weekend. This weekend was me having fun.
Oh, good.
And it made stuff happen, made other things happen. But I actually have I have a product assessment video I'm working on.
Interesting. All
right. It's something I bought, and I'm doing this as a public service. For other people, so they don't buy this.
I buy it so you don't have to, right?
You're doing an unboxing.
Yeah, pretty much an unboxing and an assembly.
He's doing the Lord's work for us.
Yeah, with the thing that's supposed to hold up a transmission with grade 2
La, la,
bolts.
la, la, you'll tell us all about it tomorrow. Okay, so who else is coming in this week? Anyone?
Nobody. This is it. This
Nobody.
is a dead week.
All right, so we're gonna have this much excitement and this much
Oh,
energy.
and less. This much and less. Yes. He may play more Elton John songs.
Yes. Yes. All right, Al, you got anything to report? You want anything?
Just happy to be here. Happy to see everybody in chat, and
Awesome.
always a pleasure being on with you, Al.
Always happy to have you.
Thank you.
Okay, so tomorrow it'll be the same thing except a day later.
Pretty much. Every day is the same.
It's April Fool's Day, and
Oh, that's right.
and yeah, so that's all we got for you tonight. Thank you so much for paying attention to us, even if it's just for a little while. This time around, of course, it was 2 hours and 1 minute. I did post a link to our dear friend Benjamin, who is in the chat most nights. He's having a little bit of an issue, and although we never really do anybody's GoFundMe, and don't think you can now send me shit about your GoFundMe because it's not going to happen, okay? But our friend Benjamin just needs a little help from us, and if everybody just contributed just a little bit, he'll reach his goal, which is only $4,000. So any little bit helps. RadioGunk, of course, contributed to it. And I would hope that some of our better, well-heeled people will do the same, even if it's $5, whatever it is, it's worth it. Okay. So the link is in the link below on YouTube. And yeah, so help a brother out. And that's all I got. So what am I going to say before we leave, Al?
We'll see you all anon.
Thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so that you know when we're going to have a new show. Thanks.